Hey everybody, Chuck here with a new episode of Chuck's Movie Minute. Just getting you guys pumped for the new Get Your Geek on YouTube channel. Obviously, we were taking a quick look at Red Sparrow and Pacific Rim 2. And the reason why I showed these two is to give you the examples of why you really have to be independent with your own movie reviews. Something like Red Sparrow, which is getting critical reviews, and oh, Jennifer Lawrence is great and everything else like that. I'll start off with, I thought it was an absolutely terrible movie. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. I thought that the acting was very, very poorly done for everybody except Joel Edgerton and Jennifer Lawrence. The other thing that I didn't like about this movie was it was very predictable. It was a boilerplate spy movie with some tiny Sherlock elements of, like, planting evidence for a long-term scheme. Other than that, it's really just your standard movie. Like, every beat is predictable. There's some, like, gratuitous sex, which I know that sounds weird for a movie, for a guy to say, but it just didn't need to be there for certain points. There was potential for this movie, and I never feel like it really reached that. It's definitely one to watch, but watch this movie when you Redbox it or when it comes out on DVD. So definitely don't check out Red Sparrow in theaters. Didn't feel like it was worth it. Moving on to a screening that we did earlier in the week, I didn't get to put my review up though, was Pacific Rim 2. Love this one. My rating, I will give it an 8 out of 10. And my reasons why this one is getting critically kind of slammed a little bit. And I loved it. You got to go into this movie knowing what it is. It's giant robots versus giant monsters. And if the fact that there's any plot at all, that's just happy to be a bonus. So I loved the movie. I loved that there was great new intros to the mythology. I love John Boyega's character. I love the female child actor that they had. And you guys know me. I'm typically not a fan of child actors. Really loved her. She could really emote her story well, especially like in the drift sequences. Really loved that. Love Charlie Day. They could have taken his character a little bit differently, but I like what they did with it because of what it introduced into the mythology. The only thing I feel like the movie lacked in was its actual kaiju, which don't really show up until like the last 20 minutes of the movie. And then, you know, there's kaiju and then there's the kaiju, so, as you'll find out in this movie. But there's some cool things with these rogue Jaegers. There's a couple of returning characters, nothing really that adds that much to the plot. But if you love the first one, you're going to love this one. Don't go into this looking for some, like, all-out plot-driven movie, because that's not what this is, and you shouldn't expect that from this movie. But if you're looking for a badass robots versus monsters battle, this is the movie to check out. Otherwise, you guys are going to want to check out the great giveaways that we're doing with this video, which is our Arwen Lord of the Rings glass, and then our Justice League DC Rebirth comics. You guys can check those out on the Get Your Geek On Facebook page, and make sure you check out the Get Your Geek On podcast every Friday live at 5 on Facebook, and posted weekly here on the new YouTube channel as well. That's going to wrap things up. Make sure you check out our sponsors, www.comicskin.com and Bat Cheapster Rings. It's going to wrap things up. I've been Chuck Kiwas. You guys have yourselves a week.